Hey everybody, it is Sunday, November 8th, and I got word this morning. My daughter actually texted me right after I woke up and told me that Alex Trebek had passed away. Um, you do not have to be a Jeopardy fan to know who Alex Trebek is or what Jeopardy is. If you are an American and you've never heard of Alex Trebek or Jeopardy, you have a problem with American culture. You need to get out more. You need to get out of your own little world. My mom and I started watching Jeopardy back in the 60s when a guy named Art Fleming was the host of Jeopardy. And we had a home version of the game, and it had the board where you'd lift up a piece, and the board was a square with the squares on it, just like Jeopardy, and you'd lift up a piece and it would reveal the answer you wanted or the clue you wanted, and then the answer had to be read under the red cellophane. They had a few games like that back in the old days, and it had the little clicker cricket metal thing that you use to ring in. The show went off air in the 70s sometime. I didn't research when it went off. It doesn't matter. And then it was resurrected in 1984 with Alex Trebek as the host, and I had seen Alex on other game shows. I think he might have been a High Rollers or something like that. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But I remembered seeing him on other game shows. But my mom and I were stoked. We had hoped that Art Fleming was going to be the new guy, but he wasn't. And if you don't know who Art Fleming is, sometime YouTube the Weird Al version of the Greg Kihn band's Our Love's in Jeopardy. Weird Al made a parody of that called I Lost on Jeopardy, and Art Fleming is actually in that video. Anyway, when Alex took over, we immediately took to him. He is astute, knowledgeable, and obviously enjoyed what he was doing. And I rarely missed an episode from 1984 until it's still on right now. Obviously, it's shot ahead of time, and I'm assuming that Alex Trebek was able to complete this season. I have 3 times tried to get on the show, started the process, which starts with an online test. The first time that I tried it, I didn't get through the test. I didn't know what to expect, and it was very fast-paced. 50 questions. You have, I think it's 15 seconds to type in the answer. So to think of the answer and then get it typed in, and they say that they accept partial responses if they're leaning towards the correct answer. But I came nowhere near getting close to it. The second one, I got a lot closer, and the third one, I actually finished it. But I never heard anything else about it, and that was 3 years ago. Maybe I'll try again sometime. I don't know who's going to replace Alex Trebek. I know in the past, Ken Jennings, the most winning player who's won the most games, and I think he's won the most money. I don't think James Holzhauer made as much. I can't remember. Gosh, all that happened. Holzhauer thing happened 2 years ago. But I loved Jeopardy. I am sure it will continue. Should Ken Jennings be the one that replaces Alex Trebek, I'm sure he'll do a great job, but no one's ever going to be able to take Alex's place. He had a very unique persona and was a very unique individual. And it's funny, you can go back. For a while, they were airing during when they were on hiatus. The last time they were airing shows from the 80s and 90s, and it's when you watch it all the time like I do, you didn't notice the changes that Alex Trebek went through, but when you go back now and look at some of the ways he looked back then, it's pretty funny and pretty cool. I'm gonna miss watching Jeopardy with Alex Trebek. It's gonna be different without Alex, but I'm sure it'll go on. Whoever replaces him, I'm sure will do a fine job. Anyway, I don't know. As I said, Jeopardy is I would have to say Jeopardy is my favorite TV show because it's the one that I always make sure I watch. I record it so I never miss it. During the election, it hasn't been airing at its usual time. You never know when it's going to show, so I haven't got to see the last few episodes because of all the ridiculous election crap, which really pisses me off because I'd certainly rather watch Jeopardy than that. But as I said, I've rarely missed an episode since 1984, and even before the days of being able to record it, I always tried to make sure I was home at 7 o'clock so I could watch it. My mom, even when she was living in Tennessee back in the 80s, in the late 80s and early 90s, we used to call each other if we saw something on Jeopardy that we didn't think was right, or if a subject was particularly interesting, or a Final Jeopardy answer that we both thought that everyone should have gotten but no one got. We used to actually call each other up till my mother's death in 2014. Even when she just lived across town, we would call each other about that kind of stuff and discuss it at family breakfasts. As you can see, I got this Jeopardy shirt. Jennifer bought me this. She knows how much I love the show. And I'm going to miss Alex, but I sincerely believe that Jeopardy will carry on. I certainly hope it does. And I'll enjoy that. Anyway, I just wanted to say rest in peace, Alex Trebek. For all of you who don't know, he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer about 2 years ago. And he did these last 2 seasons while undergoing treatment for that and did a fine job. I don't know if I'd have been able to hold up emotionally or physically under that kind of stress and strain, but you'd have never known Alex was sick. God bless you, Alex. Prayers to your family. To all my fellow Jeopardy fans, I know you're probably just as bummed out about this as I am. And I just wanted to post this, get this out there, and say thank you, Alex Trebek, for 36 years of great shows. God bless. See y'all later.